Shalom friends, welcome to Daf Reactions, Ketubot 62. According to the Talmud, a husband has an obligation to satisfy his wife. Like, as everybody on Reddit and TikTok already knows, if he uses that infamous song Seabat by Hudson Mohawk as his soundtrack when they're doing it, halachically she has a right to divorce him immediately and collect all of her ketubah money. Be that as it may, how often are a couple supposed to bang? Depends on his job. Rav says, well, for men who are just hanging out by the pool with margaritas in Eretz Israel, having no worries whatsoever, they have the time and the energy to do it every night. But what about for the working class? Rabbi Yossi says if they work locally, it's 2 times a week. If they commute to a different city for work, it's once a week. Rabbi Eliezer says for sailors, it's once every 6 months, unless they've learned how to teleport. The Mishnah says donkey drivers do it once a week. Driving the donkeys is not a euphemism in this case. Rabba Bar Rav Chanan asks Abaye, well, wait, what if a donkey driver wants to do a mid-career switch and become a camel driver? Which is better income but less time at home? Abaye is like, dude, a woman would prefer a husband with less money, who's better in bed, over one who has a ton of money but can't lay pipe. Yeah, he's got to get her permission before he switches jobs. So what about Torah scholars? How often do they do it? We get a selection of quite traumatizing stories about the bad things that can happen when a rabbi somehow loses track of time because he's too busy studying and misses his important Shabbat night date with his wife. Of course, the daf balances these depressing anecdotes with the tale of Rabbi Akiva. Once upon a time, Akiva was a shepherd for a really rich dude. Really rich dude's daughter was named Rachel, and she fell in love with Akiva. And she agrees to marry him on the condition that he go work his ass off in Torah study. So he does. Her dad gets mega pissed and kicks her out of the house. 12 years later, Akiva comes back with 12,000 students. What a suspiciously symbolic number. He overhears his father-in-law saying to Rachel, how long are you gonna live like a widow? That guy hasn't been home in 12 years. And Rachel is like, you know what, Dad? If it was up to me, I would tell him to go study another 12 years. Akiva's like, okay. And he turns around and he goes and studies for another 12 years. He comes back after a total of 24 years away, this time with 24,000 students. Rachel goes out to greet him. His students are like, whoa, ma'am, back up. Who are you, woman? And Rabbi Akiva is like, guys, my Torah knowledge and all of yours is due to this woman's merit. That's my wife. So Rabbi Akiva's father-in-law is like, oh my God, Akiva, you're famous. I love you. I've always loved you. Here, have half my money. Everything about this story indicates that it's a fantasy. It's a fairy tale. A fairy tale to make women feel better about having their husbands away studying instead of at home to practice driving donkeys with them. That one was a euphemism.